$1,000 stimulus checks in April. Take a look. Stimulus check update. These two states are going to be getting more than $1,000 in April, but that's not all. Also, stimulus check update. Mark these dates on your calendar right now. I'm going to cover a couple different state updates that you need to know about. And also, for those wondering about federal level stimulus checks for everybody in the nation, we're going to be diving into the COVID money tracker. I'm going to let you know how much money is available, where things stand. As we're hearing, we're entering into a recession. Things are taking a downward turn for our economy, and they're saying we might need some additional help. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, very quickly, just smash the like button for me. Helps out a ton. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. And if you want a comprehensive list of every stimulus check in the nation for states, cities, and counties that most people don't even realize exist, I've got a list of over 100 different ones at www.reliefroadmap.com if you're interested. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first up, link in the description below to this article that just came out. And as you guys know, I link them in the description so you can click on them, go read them for yourself, and I put it on the screen so you can see it and know that it's the latest. As this says, stimulus checks, these two states are going to be getting more than $1,000 in April. And also, stick around to the end. We're going to be talking about federal level checks for everybody in just a bit. Now, it says the federal government issued the last stimulus checks in response to the pandemic back in March of 2021. So those federal level checks, that third one, went out 2 years ago. But a few states are still giving residents financial assistance right now in 2023. In fact, some taxpayers in Alaska and New Jersey. So if you're in those two states, listen up right now. You're going to be receiving more than $1,000 in the spring. Now, Alaska, it's the permanent fund dividend. For the past 41 years, the Alaskan government has shared investment income from oil revenues with state residents through the permanent fund dividend program. This year, the payout per approved applicants will be $3,284. That's way more than $1,000, which is a larger amount than usual due to an included $662.19 energy relief benefit, and the energy relief portion of the payout is non-taxable. So congratulations in Alaska. Now, Alaskans must apply for the payment by March 31st. Eligibility requirements include, but are not limited to, being a state resident and avoiding incarceration for a full calendar year. Now, the next payout dates are going to be April 20th and May 18th. Benefits will be dispersed based on when the application is received and processed. Next up is New Jersey. Anchor Property Tax Relief. The Anchor Property Tax Relief Program, which is replacing the homestead benefit, was created to offset years of property tax hikes. To be eligible, applicants must have owned or rented their primary residence on October 19th of 2019 and must file or be exempt from New Jersey state income tax. They must also meet these annual income requirements. Homeowners up to $150,000 will receive $1,500, and between $150,000 and $250,000 will receive $1,000 checks, and renters up to $150,000 will receive $450 checks. Renters normally get excluded from these types of relief programs. Payments issued to renters are intended to defray the significant increase in housing costs. The application window for the program closed on February 28th, so just last month. Payments will be issued to qualified residents through May in the form of a check or direct deposit and are not subject to federal or state income tax. And I let you guys know about that when it was available, and I said to hurry up before March came, so now they're letting you know when you can receive it. And in many cases, a lot of these provisions, you have got to know about them, you have got to apply, otherwise you will miss the window of opportunity. So I've let you guys know to stay tuned on the channel. I'll let you know everything available. But also keep an eye out, because we often see here with a lot of these programs, they will release new rounds if they have excess funds, and a lot of them have got a lot of leftover money. All right, so now let's talk about some stimulus check dates that you need to mark in your calendar for a couple particular dates. And like I said, then after this, let's talk about federal level checks for everybody. Now, this article says that Americans across the board are feeling the adverse side effects of inflation, which a lot of people are saying are going to lead us to stimulus checks as we enter into a recession, with many of them slumping deeper into debt as a result. To help see taxpayers through these tough times, some states are still providing stimulus relief right now in 2023. Some states have outstanding stimulus payments, while other states are still accepting qualified tax returns and applications. Here's a list of some of the states. Now, the first one up is Alaska, and the date you need to mark is March 31st. It says qualifying Alaska residents have until March 31st to file an online or in-person application for the permanent fund dividend that we just read about. And it also says that it's good to know that any applications marked as eligible, not paid, by April 12th are planned to be dispersed on April 20th. So mark those dates in your calendar in Alaska. South Carolina, March 31st. Qualifying residents can expect to receive a check of up to $800 in March if they filed their 2021 tax returns after October 17th of 2022 and before February 15th of this year. Massachusetts, September 15th. The 62F Taxpayer Refund Program of Massachusetts allows qualifying taxpayers to get back a little over 14% of their state income tax for tax year 2021. If you file your 2021 tax return before September 15th and you qualify for the program, you can expect to receive your refund about a month after filing. New Jersey, May. If you are a resident of New Jersey and filed an anchor property tax relief application before February 28th, which we mentioned in the last article, then you can expect your payment no later than May. Qualifying renters of property, they will receive $450 and homeowners will get up to $1,500, verifying the information from the last article we saw. New Mexico, May 31st. Although 2022 rebates have mostly been dispersed to New Mexican residents, there is still a chance to claim yours if you haven't filed your 2021 tax return yet. If residents file before May 31st, they can qualify for rebates of $500 or even $1,000 depending on their filing status. And I've also let you know that there is another program we're hearing that could pop up in New Mexico for similar amounts. Next up is Maine. On June 30th, mark that calendar. If you're a resident of Maine and filed a personal income tax return before October 31st of 2022 and you meet the income requirements, then you may qualify for the winter energy relief payment. If your income was under $100,000 to $150,000 as a head of household, you'll receive $450 if you qualify. Eligible married couples that file jointly that make under $200,000 can expect a payment of $900, and if you qualify and don't receive the payment before June 30th, then contact the state tax assessor. They'll have until September 30th to send the due relief payments. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's great for those states, but what about me? I'm in a state where they're not sending out anything, and I'm hurting and I need some additional help. Well, let's talk about federal level stimulus checks, and also there are still potentially more checks coming out across the nation on various levels. I will keep you up to date. But on a federal level to everybody in the nation, I let you know in my live stream earlier this morning that the president said that he is not going to veto the legislation that has passed through Congress to end the pandemic. So in regards to pandemic level stimulus checks, those three looks like it's all we're going to be seeing as the pandemic is coming to an end. However, there is still leftover pandemic funds, and we are entering into a very difficult economic situation. A lot of people are saying a recession, maybe even a depression, with what is unfolding and the signs that are showing. As I shared with you the other day as well, live, the 10-year and 3-month tracker are showing we are entering into some pretty devastating economic territories in 2023. Now, at this present time, I've shared with you that the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget has shown us that through legislative action, there's been $6 trillion that have been assigned to help out the American people with the pandemic, of which only $5.6 trillion has gone out, meaning there remains an excess of leftover stimulus funds of $400 billion. Now, we are yet to see what's going to happen with that money, but we have heard there's stimulus check promises that have been unfulfilled, child tax credit promises unfulfilled, Social Security promises that have been unfulfilled, and also there have been proposals for modifying unemployment so that way as we enter into a recession, they can have triggers that are set so that way we no longer have to wait for Congress to pass legislation to enhance, expand, or extend unemployment benefits, but we can have triggers set in place. Now, we will see if any of the funds left over from the stimulus packages from the past will be used to help fund some of these. But if we take a look at the COVID money tracker, at this present time, you can see that the 3 checks went out, the price tags that were tied to each and every one of those, and we currently have $400 billion, which means we would not be able to afford a $418 billion price tag for a $1,400 stimulus check. It would need to be slightly less than that, but we will see as we enter into this recessionary territory where a lot of people are saying a stimulus check will come. They're saying the question is simply when. And a lot of people are saying with the economic turmoil that we're expecting, that when might be right now. Now, whether that stimulus check does or does not come on a federal level, I will keep you up to date here on the channel, let you know what's unfolding. But also, I've let you know that if you collect SSI, you can expect a check Today, you're supposed to get that April payment a little bit early today on March 31st. Now, if you want more details and information on that, and also the full payment schedule for the entire year where I let you know every single time this is going to happen, be sure to check out this video next right here to get caught up on the latest. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I'll keep you up to date as more provisions roll up that can help out you and your family. Thank you so much for joining me. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.